Crazy hair, don't care, but let's get started. So, yesterday I checked my weight in the morning at 181.9, so I'd say that's pretty good. In that morning, we were greeting the plumbers, so my mom wanted to make sure I was there to open the door for them so they could get to work. Eventually they did arrive and they did come, but before that, I decided to make myself a breakfast, which included scrambled eggs. Wait, no, it included regular eggs, keto bread in the form of two toasts, and uh, two sausages with cheese on them. It was quite good. I remember watching uh, a video about a canceled Looney Tunes Chuck E. Cheese restaurant. So it was like a Chuck E. Cheese, but with Looney Tunes characters, basically, and how it got started and how it eventually went away. Very fascinating stuff to me. I also watched a guy talk about a cheap 1080p projector he found on Amazon for about $130, and how, for the most part, it's an alright device, but two major problems. One is the speakers on it suck, so you have to use Bluetooth speakers, but the problem is the Bluetooth speakers on these projectors are delayed, so you have like a noticeable second long delay with when something happens versus when you actually hear it on the speakers. So that was disappointing. Another thing that was wrong was the lens they used. It's either too blurry and out of focus in the middle or too blurry and out of focus on the corners, which is also not great as well. Well, that was really interesting. Then I decided to get to work on my YouTube video. I decided to rewatch what I edited, edit, edited, I guess, back 2 days ago. It was quite interesting because the flow of conversation in the video was much smoother than it was uh, before I edited it. So it just was a really enjoyable experience. Although it's not complete yet, I still have a good uh, 30 minutes to edit of it. Now, then I needed to get dressed and go to work, so I did just that. And when I arrived, I was given the duty to first be on the front end bagging. Then the second hour was spent doing a lot. The third hour, it was originally going to be walking around the store giving out samples, but instead I was given sweep duty for the next 3 hours, which was pretty nice. I honestly prefer sweeps over handing out samples personally. So the fact that happened was pretty cool, I would say. Then I went home for lunch. When I arrived, I had two hot dogs and two keto buns with ketchup, mustard, and mayonnaise, and some chicharrones with a Coca-Cola Zero. And as I was eating it, the plumbers were working on our plumbing. Then I left for work again, and when I arrived, it was another hour, or actually 3 hours of sweeps, and then 1 hour of lot. Did any interesting things happen during the workday? I I remember there was an older guy who told me a joke about DNA. Like, he said, I went to the doctor. I asked him, okay, doc, give it to me straight. What's wrong? And the doctor said, well, the thing is, your DNA, it's backwards. And then I said, and? So that was the joke. Pretty silly, no? Now, other than that, I remember getting into a conversation with a coworker. Like, we were talking about, like, stuff, but nothing I would really share here. Yeah, all right day, but I wouldn't say it was really one that had a lot of interesting interactions to it, for sure. At least to share here. Just casual and nice. When I got home, I was really tired. My mom was working on the sink, and I asked her what's going on, and she told me that the sink is backed up, and she's been trying to loosen it. So what we tried to do was we tried to loosen the bottom of the sink with the little P-trap and the connectors, and it ended up exploding a whole lot of dirty water on us. So we tried to take it, retighten those, the P-trap and everything, and see if that got it out, but it didn't, and it still is backed up. So my mom believes it has something to do with the trash compactor having something stuck in it that's causing the sink to become overstuffed. So that's annoying. We're gonna have to figure that one out. Then I reheated the chicken Alfredo and the uh, zucchini noodles and had that. It was all right. Not as good as it was when it was fresh, but it got the job done. I almost forgot to mention that we did have something called Carb Smart ice cream that I bought from the store I work at. I was always curious what it was like. Now, what I should have done was I should have went online to see if it was okay for my low carb diet, and apparently it was not. People who are on the keto diet eat the ice cream, they check their blood glucose, and apparently it shoots up. Then they check their ketones, and those shoot down. So, yeah, clearly this thing is not meant for me to eat if I'm trying to have ketones and lose weight. And then, what's insult to injury, the sweetener they use, maltitol syrup, it made my mom's teeth hurt, which is not good. So this was a bust. I wasted a good amount of money on this product that I wish I didn't, but I did. Shame, really. Well, then I took my vitamins, I brushed my teeth, I said goodnight to my mom, then I put on my earphones to listen to the Gateway Experience tapes on YouTube as I was going to sleep. And I drifted off to sleep, and I do remember having a dream where we were leaving from an airport and into a rocky, stony canyon area with like a really narrow, like, walking way, surrounded by like mountains and things. And when we got to a certain point, I noticed that there was like paths that walked down and then up, and then, walking up stone naturally made stone carvings until we got to like the top of this area where it was like a hiking park area. And I remember seeing there was a bathroom area that I could use. So I decided to go there, and then I woke up and needed to use the restroom. Pretty funny. Well, afterwards, I had to move my car to make way for the plumber. So I did that. And then me, mom, and our family friend had a nice breakfast with scrambled egg, 2 sausages, a little bit of pico pico on the egg, and coffee. And I cheated just a little bit and had a little bit of sour bread. And yeah, that's pretty much the day. We're gonna go to church at 9:50. The time is currently 8:54, so I have less than an hour. I better comb my hair before I go there. And I do go to work from 2 to 6 today. It's gonna be a short one today. Perhaps I should use this time to work on my YouTube channel. So yeah, I'm probably gonna mess around and browse on YouTube a little bit before then. Well, there you go. I'll see you in the next one. Hopefully the sink's repaired by the time I update on you back. Goodbye, everybody. One last thing to mention that I forgot to mention was that I weighed myself today in the morning, and I currently weigh 182.5. So I jumped up like 0.6 pounds today than yesterday. All right. Because I told you how much I weighed the day before, but I didn't tell you how much I weighed today. I'm just doing that so it's fresh in my mind. All right, bye.